Welcome to behind the scenes of my latest first-person shooter action video. For those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, here's the video right here. You can click it, check it out, and then come back here and enjoy behind the scenes. So for behind the scenes, we're going to talk about the film location, choreography, some of the special effects we did, and a bit about the props we used and how we filmed. So let's get started. For film location, a bunch of my friends and I decided to meet up at Green Bay, Wisconsin to watch the Badger football team not win their third Rose Bowl in a row. After some disappointment, we decided to make an action video because my friend Han, his mom had a warehouse available for us that was completely empty, and so we had full access to the warehouse. It was great because we could do things that we normally can't do in other videos, like actually turn off the power to the entire building with a single switch. And also we didn't have to worry about running around with movie props and realistic looking guns and things like that. Now for movie props, we never film with real guns, never ever film with real guns. This is basically an airsoft gun that I won in a YouTube contest, and you can hear the little BBs in there. Basically what airsoft is where people run around and shoot little BBs at each other for some kind of reenactments, or they make up their own mission. I kind of see it as a military version of cosplay, in a way. For other props, we actually had a deactivated RPG warhead, so this is completely legal to own. To make it look more like an IED, we taped a broken alarm clock to it and an old remote control RC car battery to it, and gave it some duct tape, some cables. So, you know, it's a movie prop that I might have in some other of my videos. We also had rubber knife. So this again is for airsoft. It would stick onto the end of the gun I showed you. Another prop we had was the plastic grenades that we taped to the door to make that little hallway scene. And the other thing we had was these tactical vests. And this helps us look the part more so. And we had camouflage pants and things like that. Make sure your costume is functional though, because my new friend Jeff, he found out that if you put pistols in your jacket, they become very difficult to pull out unless you are wearing a proper holster.
What's in your pocket?
For filming, I used the GoPro Hero 2 camera. I just taped it onto my forehead, a little bit on this side. The look I was going for is I really wanted it to make it feel like it was a helmet camera, not like your actual eyes. And I'll get into that a little later. The settings we had for it was 30 frames per second at, I think, 1080p. I did not want 60 frames per second, and I did not mind filming in the dark because again, the look I was trying to go for. Usually before I start filming a project, I like to arrive there ahead of time and set up the video cameras and see how it works with the light. Unfortunately, I couldn't do that this time because we only had a small little vacation there, so time was limited. So thanks for everybody's patience. The whole thing took about 7 hours. The choreography, testing the equipment, getting a feel for the area, making sure everybody knows where they're going to be, and things like that. Choreography. We practice a lot for the choreography.
Okay, we're at the door. In 3, 2, 1. Go, go, go! Bam, 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 bam! Bam, 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 bam! Axe can! Axe attack! Bam, 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 bam!
Another bit of choreography was we had some hand-to-hand combat in the boiler room, so we had to practice that a few times.
Oh, there's the bomb. Put the gun down. Start touching the bomb. Hit you. Oh my god.
And the whole thing was all one take. So that was made me feel pretty proud that we managed to do that. We only had a group of 5 people, myself, my soldier buddy, and 3 guys that would get repeatedly killed over and over. And what they did was they ran around through the building. The building's all interconnected, so they could be in a new spot at a different time. And it was somewhat difficult.
Shit, I went the wrong way. I went the wrong way. I went the wrong way.
You went the wrong way.
I went the wrong way.
Don't go.
After a bit of practice, it didn't become so difficult, and it ended up turning out pretty good, so I'm very happy with the results. Now, for voiceovers, I actually did all the voiceovers. I am nowhere near as good as my other friends when it comes to voiceovers for these action videos.
The 2 will duel to the death, and the winner will be the lethalist warrior.
To try and make myself sound different, I use different recording devices to do different kinds of voiceovers. For different squads, I recorded myself through just talking to my GoPro camera, which doesn't have a very good mic, but that still worked great. My laptop has a built-in mic, so I recorded myself talking to that. The camera I also talked into, I had a Turtle Beach headset. I just recorded my voice trying to muffle my voice with my hands and using different mics and changing my pitch to try and make it sound deeper or things like that. And the other thing I added was radio chatter frequency interference, kind of like this. And with all those combined, it makes it feel like there are different groups of people there, but I would have loved to have my other friends do their voices. It's just something I didn't think of when we were all in Green Bay. Now, I didn't quite know exactly how I was going to edit this at the time. Basically, I just wanted the footage because it was the only opportunity I had. Eventually, I settled on editing it to look like a documentary I saw on National Geographic. They had it where they had soldier cameras, and it kind of looked all grainy, and it had like satellite uplink and the time and things like that. So that was the look I was kind of going for. I literally just copied the HUD and put in my own clock. For making it look like that, the GoPro did a very good job for that. I also did a little bit of color correcting it to make it look a little brown. And so I got the look I wanted, and so it kind of feels like you are watching the operation go down through a helmet camera instead of your actual eyes. We could see pretty well in the dark. Our eyes were used to it at that point, but the camera, of course, still can't. So that was why I had to edit it that way. That should pretty much cover everything that doesn't involve the special effects on the computer. So now let's actually talk about the special effects on the computer.
So there's only 2 special effects in this video that I'm really going to cover. One of them is the first-person muzzle flash that you see throughout, and the other one is the bathroom scene where you kick open the door and shoot the guy sitting on the toilet. For creating the first-person muzzle flash, the first step would be to put the muzzle flashes exactly where you want, ignoring the first-person aspect of it. Next step is to brighten the room every time the muzzle flash goes off. The last step is to duplicate your entire footage on top of everything and key out the gun every time the muzzle flash goes off. When you key out, you add some feathering and other things like that, so it looks a little bright and that the light is being eclipsed by the gun. You put in your sound effects and everything together, and you have your first-person muzzle flash. The bathroom scene is one of my favorite scenes in this video, and breaking it down, it's not overly complicated. We have the first-person muzzle flash technique that I just talked about. We have tracer rounds The tracer round I talked about in a previous behind the scenes video for my Mirror's Edge co-op gameplay, so I'll provide a link for that. The other thing is the shell casing. We put that in because you'll actually be in view of the shell casing this time around. And then there's the blood hit. Let me go real slow through it. Now, since the blood hit is going to only be on screen for about 13 or so frames, I decided to do this one frame by frame. Now, as the blood hit gets covered by the door, I also crop away at the side. Now, this whole scene takes place really fast, so I added motion blur and other things like that to make the blood hit look a little more accurate. All the other effects build on other basic techniques, so I'm not going to go into detail about them. The program I used the whole time was Final Cut Express. For sound effects, I, over the years, have acquired many audio sound effects. If you want to use one similar to the one I did a previous iMovie tutorial that explains where I find my sound effects, so I'll provide a link for that one as well. So I hope this behind the scenes helped you guys out with your movie making ideas and things like that. So if I left something out or didn't explain something as good as you wanted, just leave a comment below and I will edit the description of this video to help you guys out. So thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed my videos. See you guys next time.